The arena fell silent as Princess Jathara of the Krillian Empire descended the crystalline steps, her four arms spread wide in challenge. Her crimson armor gleamed under the twin suns of Arcturus VII, each plate inscribed with the names of warriors she had bested in single combat. 347 names, 347 species that had learned to fear the warrior princess. "Who dares challenge me?" Her voice boomed across the assembled delegates, amplified by the arena's ancient acoustics. "Which among you primitives believes they can stand against the might of Krillia?" The Galactic Council had gathered here to settle the border dispute through ritual combat, as the old laws demanded. Whoever defeated Jathara would claim the contested territories of the Outer Rim, 12 systems rich with resources that could feed a civilization for millennia. The human delegation sat in the lowest tier, as befitted their status as the newest and least respected member of the council. Melissa watched from the human section, her fingers drumming against the datapad in her lap. As Earth's chief diplomat, she had argued against this archaic method of resolution. Humanity had barely achieved faster-than-light travel 30 years ago. They were scientists, explorers, and builders, not warriors bred in gravity wells 3 times Earth's standard. "No one." Jathara laughed, the sound like grinding metal. "Then the Outer Rim belongs to the Krillian Empire, and you lesser races will—" "I'll fight." The voice cut through the arena like a blade. Melissa's head whipped around, her heart sinking as she saw Burak rising from his seat. He was removing his diplomatic jacket, revealing the simple gray shirt beneath. "Burak, no!" Melissa hissed, grabbing his arm. "You can't be serious." He looked down at her with those calm brown eyes that had seen too much during the resource wars on Earth. "Someone has to, Mel. You know what happens if we let them take the Rim. The Viridian colonies will be cut off. 20 million humans will be at their mercy. You'll die. She's killed representatives from species twice your size, with exoskeletons and redundant organs, and none of them were human." He gave her that infuriating smile that somehow made impossible situations seem manageable. "Trust me. I've got a plan." Before Melissa could protest further, Burak was already descending the steps. The arena erupted in murmurs, clicks, whistles, and sounds in frequencies humans couldn't naturally hear. The universal translator struggled to keep pace with the cacophony of disbelief. Jathara's eyes, all 6 of them, focused on the approaching human with something between amusement and curiosity. "A human? You barely have the strength to lift your own gravity-adapted bodies. What makes you think you can challenge me?" Burak reached the arena floor and stretched, rolling his shoulders. "On my world, we have a saying. It's not the size of the dog in the fight, it's the size of the fight in the dog." "Your world has dogs in combat?" Jathara's translator struggled with the idiom. "How primitive." "It's a metaphor," Burak said, taking his position across from her. "You'll understand in a minute." The arena master, a gaseous being of indeterminate species, floated between them. "The challenge is accepted. Combat will continue until surrender, unconsciousness, or death. Begin." Jathara launched forward with terrifying speed, all 4 arms extended. Her species had evolved on a high-gravity world, making them devastating close combat fighters. She expected to end this quickly, to add human to her armor with a single crushing blow. Burak did something no warrior had done in 347 fights. He ran away. Not a strategic retreat, a full sprint to the arena's edge. Jathara roared in fury and pursued, her powerful legs closing the distance. But Burak wasn't fleeing. He was studying, watching how she moved, how her weight shifted, how her 4 arms coordinated their strikes. Melissa leaned forward in her seat, suddenly understanding. Burak had been a military strategist during Earth's darkest years, when humanity fought itself for scraps. He'd won battles against superior forces through one consistent principle: know your enemy better than they know themselves. The chase continued for minutes that felt like hours. Jathara grew frustrated, her attacks becoming wilder, more predictable. The arena crowd began to murmur again, some in mockery, others in growing fascination. Never had they seen anyone evade the warrior princess for so long. Then Burak stopped running. Jathara charged, convinced she finally had him. 4 arms reached out to grab, to crush, to tear. But Burak dropped low and rolled. Not away, but toward her. Inside her guard, where her superior reach became a disadvantage. He drove his elbow into the joint of her lower left arm with surgical precision. Not hard enough to break, humans lack that strength, but hard enough to exploit the weakness he'd observed. Jathara's biology relied on all 4 arms for balance during combat. Remove one from the equation, and the entire system faltered. She stumbled. In that moment, Burak moved with the efficiency that only came from a lifetime of fighting against the odds. A strike to her knee joint, a palm thrust to her solar plexus equivalent. Each blow targeted the vulnerable points he'd mapped during his retreat. He wasn't trying to overpower her. That was impossible. He was dismantling her piece by piece, the way humanity had learned to fight when they were always the smaller, weaker, more desperate opponent. Jathara fell to one knee, gasping. No one had ever pushed her this far. Her remaining 3 arms trembled as she tried to rise. "Yield," Burak said quietly, offering his hand. "There's no shame in it. You're an incredible warrior. But humans, we've spent our entire existence being the underdogs. We've gotten very, very good at it." For a long moment, Jathara stared at the outstretched hand. Then slowly she reached out and grasped it with her upper right arm. The traditional Krillian gesture of respect between equals. "I yield." The arena exploded in chaos. Melissa found herself on her feet, tears streaming down her face, screaming herself hoarse along with the rest of the human delegation. Around them, species that had dismissed humanity as weak backwater primitives were reassessing everything they thought they knew. Later, as medical drones attended to both fighters, Jathara approached Burak with a regeneration sleeve on her injured arm. "Your world breeds survivors," she said. "Perhaps that makes you the most dangerous warriors in the galaxy." Burak shook his head, accepting a cooling pack from Melissa. "We're not warriors, Princess. We're just humans. And we're very, very stubborn about surviving." As they left the arena, Melissa slipped her hand into his. "That was the stupidest, most reckless, most brilliant thing I've ever seen." "Mel," he said with that smile, "that's just humanity for you."